You lived through the most important years of your entire life and you remember none of it. Think about that. You learned to walk. You learned to talk. You learned to recognize your own mother's face. You went from a helpless newborn to a walking, talking little person. And you cannot recall a single second of it. Everyone has this blank. A black hole at the very start of your life where years should be. Most people's earliest memory lands somewhere around age 3 or 3.5. And even that memory is usually a tiny fragment. A flash of a birthday, a blurry image of a room. Before that, nothing. 2 or 3 entire years of your life completely erased. It happens to everyone. It even has a name. Scientists call it infantile amnesia, and it shows up in every single culture on Earth. No matter where you are born, no matter what language you speak, the blank is always there, and for over 100 years nobody could explain why. Here's what makes it so strange. It is not that babies cannot remember things. In fact, babies are learning machines. A baby's brain forms new connections faster than at any other point in human life. They learn language from scratch. They memorize hundreds of faces. They learn how their own body works. They remember which person feeds them and which toy is their favorite. Babies clearly form memories. They use them every single day. So the question is not why babies cannot remember. The question is why those memories vanish. Where do they go? The first person to seriously ask this question was Sigmund Freud. Over a century ago, he noticed the blank and gave it its name. His explanation was that we repress our earliest memories because they are too disturbing, that they are buried somewhere deep in the unconscious mind. It was a dramatic theory. It was also completely wrong. The memories are not being hidden from you because they are upsetting. The real answer is far stranger, and it took modern neuroscience to find it. For a long time, the leading explanation was about the brain, specifically about a small seahorse-shaped structure deep in your brain called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is where your brain files away long-term memories. And in a baby, the hippocampus is still under construction. The theory was simple. The hippocampus is not finished yet, so the memories never get properly stored in the first place. But it had a problem, because newer research suggests the memories might actually be getting stored. They just get destroyed afterward. And the reason why is genuinely bizarre. In the years after birth, the baby brain is doing something explosive. It is generating new brain cells at an incredible rate. This process is called neurogenesis. And it happens fastest in exactly the part of the brain responsible for memory, the hippocampus. Here is the problem. Every time a flood of brand new neurons gets wired into the hippocampus, it rearranges the existing connections, and memories are stored in those connections. So all those new cells being added might be physically overwriting the memories that are already there, like building new rooms in a house by knocking down the old walls. Scientists tested this idea in mice, baby mice and adult mice. When they artificially slowed down neurogenesis in young mice, the early memories survived much longer than normal. And when they artificially boosted neurogenesis in adult mice, the adults started forgetting things they should have remembered. The same explosive brain growth that makes you learn so fast as a baby may be the very thing erasing the record of it. But there is another layer to this, and it is about something deeper than the brain. It is about you, about your sense of being a person. To store a memory the way an adult does, you need something called autobiographical memory. That is the ability to remember something as a thing that happened to me at this time, in this place. And to do that, you need two things that babies do not have yet. You need a sense of self, a clear understanding that you are a single, continuous person moving through time. And you need language, words to organize your experiences into a story. Both of these develop slowly between the ages of about 2 and 4, which is exactly when those first real memories start to stick. Before that, a baby is having experiences, rich, vivid experiences. But there is no narrator yet, no sense of this is happening to me. The events are not being filed as your story because there is not yet a you to file them under. And then came the strangest discovery of all. For most of history, scientists assumed that babies simply were not forming these memories in the first place. There was no way to know for sure. You cannot ask a baby what it remembers. But in 2025, researchers at Yale University did something that had never been done. They put awake babies inside a brain scanner, and they watched the babies' brains in real time as they were shown new images. The baby's hippocampus lit up. It was actively encoding memories the exact same way an adult brain does. The babies were storing the memories, which means the memories may not be missing because they were never made. They may be missing because you can no longer reach them. The files might still be there. You have just lost the index, the catalog that tells your brain how to find them. And nobody knows if those early memories are truly gone forever. Or if they are still sitting somewhere inside you, locked behind a door, you no longer have the key to. This leads to the most unsettling part of the whole thing. Those forgotten years did not disappear from you. They built you. The way you bond with people, your deepest fears, the first sounds of the language you would speak for the rest of your life, your sense of whether the world is safe or dangerous. All of it was shaped in those years you cannot remember. You are standing on a foundation you will never be able to see. Everything that makes you who you are began in a story you can no longer read. So why can't you remember being a baby? Maybe because your brain was growing so fast it overwrote its own records. Maybe because there was no sense of self yet to hang the memories on. Maybe because you had no words to lock them in place. Or maybe the memories are still there, quiet, buried, waiting in a part of your mind you will never visit again. The truth is that after 100 years of trying, science still cannot tell you for certain. The first chapter of your life was written, and then somehow it was sealed shut forever.